Mia sat in the circle of plastic chairs, her heart racing as she picked at the frayed edge of her sweater. The soft murmur of voices around her echoed in the small room, but she wasn't listening. She was waiting. When the door finally creaked open, and a warm gust of autumn air rushed in, Mia looked up. Her breath caught in her throat as she saw him. Ethan, the cancer support group leader, stepped in, his smile radiating warmth and reassurance. "Hey, everyone," Ethan greeted, his voice calm and steady. He was in his late 20s, with a quiet strength about him that made everyone in the room feel safe. He had been running the support group for a year, helping young adults like Mia navigate the labyrinth of emotions that came with their diagnoses. Mia had been attending the group for a few months. She was just 17 when she was diagnosed with leukemia, and her life had flipped upside down. But in this room, with Ethan, she felt understood, like she wasn't just another patient. Over time, Mia found herself hanging on to Ethan's every word. He had a way of speaking that made her feel like everything was going to be okay. She admired his patience, his compassion, and how he always made time for everyone. Slowly, admiration turned into something deeper, something she didn't want to admit even to herself. Ethan noticed the change in Mia too. She had a fire in her that the others didn't, a determination to fight, to live. He saw the way she looked at him, but he brushed it off as a crush, something that would fade as she got better. But it didn't fade. Mia's feelings only grew stronger, and one evening after the group session, she found herself lingering behind, waiting until the others had left. "Ethan," she called out as he packed up the pamphlets. He looked up, surprised to see her still there. "Mia? Is everything okay?" She hesitated, her heart pounding. I wanted to thank you. For everything. You've been amazing." Ethan smiled, but there was a cautiousness in his eyes. "It's my job, Mia. I'm glad I could help." Mia stepped closer, her voice trembling. "No, it's more than that. You've been there for me in ways no one else has. I don't know what I would have done without you." Ethan's smile faded as he realized where this was going. "Mia, But before he could finish, Mia closed the gap between them and pressed her lips to his. For a moment, Ethan was too stunned to move, and then he gently pushed her away, his heart heavy. "Mia," he said softly, "we can't do this. I'm your support group leader. This isn't right." Tears welled up in Mia's eyes, and she felt a deep sense of rejection. "But I love you," she whispered, her voice cracking. Ethan sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Mia, you're young, and you've been through so much. I care about you, but we can't be together like this. It's not fair to you, or to me." Mia wiped her tears, feeling a mix of anger and hurt. "It's not just some crush, Ethan. I know how I feel." He looked at her with sorrow in his eyes. "You need to focus on getting better, on your future. You deserve to live your life, to experience things outside of all this." Mia didn't say anything more. She turned and walked out of the room, her heart shattered. Months passed, and Mia threw herself into her treatments. She avoided the support group, not wanting to face Ethan again. She didn't want to be reminded of the love that couldn't be. Then one day, during a routine checkup, her doctor smiled at her. "Mia, I have good news. You're in remission." The words didn't sink in at first. Remission. The cancer was gone. She was free. But instead of the overwhelming joy she thought she'd feel, all she could think about was Ethan. She went back to the group that week, her heart pounding as she walked into the familiar room. Ethan was there, leading the session, his voice as calm and soothing as ever. When the session ended, Mia stayed behind again. This time Ethan didn't seem surprised. "I heard the news," he said, his smile genuine. "Congratulations, Mia. I'm so happy for you." "Thank you," Mia replied, her voice quiet. "But, it's weird. I thought I'd be happier. I mean, I'm relieved, of course, but I also feel lost." Ethan nodded, understanding. "It's normal to feel that way. You've been fighting for so long, and now that it's over, it's like, what now? Mia looked down, her fingers twisting the hem of her shirt. Ethan. I still have feelings for you. Ethan sighed, his heart aching for her. Mia, you're an incredible person. But you have so much ahead of you. You're free now. You can do anything, be anything. I don't want to hold you back. Tears brimmed in Mia's eyes, but she nodded. I know, she whispered. I needed to tell you. Ethan stepped closer, gently taking her hand. You deserve the world, Mia. And one day, you'll find someone who can give it to you. I'm not that person. Mia looked up at him, her heart heavy but resolute. I hope you find happiness too, Ethan. You deserve it. With that, she squeezed his hand and let go. As she walked out of the room, she felt a sense of closure. It wasn't the ending she had hoped for, but it was the one she needed. And as she stepped into the bright autumn sunlight, Mia realized that this was just the beginning of her new life, one where she could finally move forward, no longer defined by her illness or unrequited love. She was free to find herself, to discover what she truly wanted from life. And that, more than anything, was worth celebrating.